My mind was a constant storm, and every single thought felt like a heavy weight pressing down on my tired soul. I could not sleep well, and I had even forgotten how to smile because of the endless worry about my past life. The future felt like a scary mountain that I was not ready to climb, and the anxiety made me feel very uneasy. I felt so alone in the middle of the village, and I knew that I had to find a way to make the noise finally stop. One day, I heard about a wise old man who lived far away in the quiet hills, and I decided I must go to find him. I packed a small bag and started my long journey toward the village in the hills, hoping for a brand new start. The road was narrow and difficult, but I did not stop because the search for peace was more important than pain. For many days and nights, I traveled alone with only my thoughts for company as I moved closer to the mountains. I wondered if a famous psychologist could really help a simple man like me find the silence I so desperately needed. After a long and tiring walk, I finally saw the small village in the hills, and a sense of hope filled my chest. The village was quiet and smelled of wet earth and pine trees, which made me feel a little bit better already. I arrived at a small house covered in greenery, where the wise old man was sitting on the porch in total peace. I walked up to him and told him that my mind was restless and that I wanted to find peace in my heavy heart. The old man opened his eyes and gave me a very calm smile before telling me that he would give me a task. He took a glass and filled it with water completely to the top so that even a small shake would spill it. He told me to walk to the edge of the village and back without spilling a single drop of the clear water. I looked at the glass with surprise, but I accepted the challenge because I wanted to learn his secret so much. I held the glass carefully with both hands and started walking step by step while watching the water surface. The road was busy and full of noise, but I did not look around because I was only thinking about the glass. Dogs were barking and shopkeepers were calling out to people, but I stayed focused on every single movement. Every muscle in my body was tense as I tried to keep the water from spilling onto the dry ground beneath me. I finally reached the edge of the village, and I felt a small bit of relief, but I still had to walk back. The return trip was even harder because I was getting tired, but I kept my eyes on the shimmering water surface. Nothing else mattered in the world except for that one glass of water and the next careful step I had to take. I saw the porch in the distance, and I felt a sense of achievement that I had never felt in my entire life. I stood before the old man and told him with a proud voice that I did not spill even one single drop. The old man nodded and asked me if I had seen the children playing or heard the dogs barking on the road. I told him that I did not see or hear anything at all because I was only focusing on the water in the glass. He told me that this was the secret to peace, and that it was something that had always been inside of me. When your mind stays in the present moment, there is no space for fear or confusion or any extra thoughts. I was not sad about my past or afraid of my future while I was walking because I was truly in the now. I bowed my head and thanked him for teaching me that real peace is found when we live in this very moment. The sun was setting and the last light touched the ground as I started my journey back home with a quiet mind. I was no longer the restless young man I used to be because I had changed deep inside my own soul today. I now know how to silence the mind and find the stillness that has always been waiting for me to find it. Every step I take now is a step of peace, and every breath I breathe is a gift of the present moment for me. I shared my story with others so they could also find the quiet place inside themselves and be happy again. The storm has passed and the sky is clear because I have learned to carry my glass of water with great care. Stay well and stay peaceful as you walk your own path toward the silence that lives deep within your heart. Empty your mind and find your peace in this moment, because that is the only place where life truly exists.